Hello everybody, and welcome back to Skip Allen Paints for video part 2. And I'm painting with Painter Lite. Absolutely wonderful program. It's very powerful and easy to use and very inexpensive, which I think is the best part of all. Okay, so what I've done so far is I showed you how I would take a photograph and make it into a reference for a painting. We can't clone in Painter, but we can do a lot of things that are similar. So if you're new to painting and maybe you like to take photographs and paint from them, but you need some help, this is the way I would set it up for myself. I would look over here in the navigator and I would see that there was 1,431 pixels was the height, 2,400 pixels was the width, and 200 ppi. So what I want to do is go File, New, and when the new banner comes open, I'm going to look right here. So I'm going to put 2,400. I'm going to put 1431 and 200 pixels per inch. Okay, now in this new image box, I can also change the color of the paper if I want. I'm not going to do that. I am going to change the color or add color to the paper, but I don't want to change it here. And I can pick the paper that I want, and I'm going to stay with this little gessoed canvas, which I like. Okay, so we say okay, and there is my image. Now I want it to be about the same size as that image, the first image, so I'm going to come down here like this and kind of get them to be the same size. Bring this over here so they're sort of side by side, and bring this one down till it's about the same size also. So this one is at 39% size-wise, and we come over here and this one is also at 39% size-wise, so they're pretty much the same. They don't look like they match exactly, but that doesn't matter. Okay, so now I would have to, this is my image that I'm going to paint in. But first I'm going to come over here and I'm going to go up to Select and click on All, or Control A for the PC, Command A for the Mac. All. There you have the marching ants around everything. Now I can go back up to Select and click Float. And what that does is it takes the canvas and floats it to its own layer, but keeps the canvas. Okay, that's one way of working. Now I go Control Z, and that undid the layer that we just made. And if you notice, I've got marching ants still there. Now this time I'm going to take my layer adjuster tool, that's what this is, and I'm just going to click right inside the middle of this image. Now again, I get a layer that pops up, but it cleans out the canvas. Now I use that method. So what I wanted to do was to create another layer here. And I'm going to duplicate this layer. You know what? Do I need to duplicate now? I will, but I'm thinking that I probably really didn't need to do this at that point. Now I'm going to take my layer adjuster tool, and this top layer is selected, and I'm just going to grab it and pull it right over here and let go. There you go. Now I've got, I mean, it didn't leave over here. That's why I was saying I don't think I need to duplicate it. Okay, so now if we come over and look at our other image here, we have the canvas layer clean and the first layer set up. Okay, so what I want to do on this one, I do want to duplicate this layer. Okay, now after I duplicated that layer, I'm going to go up to Effects, sorry, effects, adjust colors, and see the saturation right there? I'm going to take that saturation all the way down and say, well, I'm going to take a look at it. Now, what that's doing is it's reducing this photograph to values. And if you look at it, you see I still don't have I've got a lot of mid values, and I've got some dark values, but I don't have a lot of light values. So I'm going to pop this value up a bit here. Still trying to get, and it's not giving me exactly what I want, so I'm going to bring it back down to 0. Since I can't find 0, I'll just hit it in there, and we'll say OK. And then I'm going to go up to Effects, Brightness, and Contrast. And again, I'm going to take this contrast up considerably. Oh, God. And I'm going to reduce, let's see, what am I going to do? Bring the contrast up, and that's giving me a little more higher value. If I come down a bit and up a bit, down a bit on the brightness and up a bit on the contrast, I'm getting a little bit more of what I'm looking for. I'm kind of trying to change this into basically 3 values, a very light value, a very dark value, and a mid value. Okay, or tone. Europeans call it tone. Okay, so we'll say apply. All right, so now I've got that image there, and that's pretty good. So if I turn it off, I see my regular image. If I turn that one off, I'm back down to my white canvas. Now suppose I turn this value one back on and I reduce the opacity a lot. Now what I can see is lightly see the image, almost like you're looking at tracing paper, right? But I can see the image now. All right, so I'm going to come down here to the canvas layer, and I'm going to add a new layer. And I want to be working on the canvas layer. Okay, now I think at this point we're going to stop again because I really don't want you to have to watch long videos. I meant to try and keep them at 5. This one's at 8, and mainly because I went off on a tangent. Anyway, I'll talk to you in the next video. Bye-bye.